Hey folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Cosmoteer, Starship Architect, and Commander. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for about $20. I stress early access, that means everything that you're about to see is subject to change. I got the game for slightly cheaper. There's this Buy Cosmoteer and Space Haven bundle on Steam. I already own Space Haven, so I got like 10% off of this game. So anyway, I spent some time with it last night, and I spent some time with it this morning. And this is going to be more of a first impressions video, only because there's a lot more to it that I haven't gotten to yet, but I wanted to show it off because it's actually quite fun, and this is a game I could see myself playing over the long haul, time permitting, of course. So, what are you doing in Cosmoteer? Well, you start off with one of 3 different ships. You can pick which one you want, and it's pre-built for you already. You get a small starter crew, and everything's sort of put together for you already, but as you go around the system and complete missions and gain supplies and resources and stuff, you'll be able to add to it or completely redesign your ship. So, I guess this game does reward a lot of imagination, but luckily you don't need it because, again, the game does give you a small starter ship to begin with, and you can just simply add to it as you see fit. Let's jump into it. That way you can actually see what's going on. This is the settings menu. Just pause if you want to see any of this in greater detail. Graphic settings here, UI scaling, target FPS, limit frame rates. I haven't had any issues with that. Screen shake, I think I might turn that off. I'm prone to vertigo and the like. Audio effects, I may have to come back and adjust this. The music is very mellow, very like electronic mellow, which is kind of cool. This game actually reminds me a little bit of FTL. Not so much the roguelike where you're going from like location to location to location to location. This is an open world environment. But that being said, you can upgrade your ship, acquire new weapons, hire more crew. Gameplay stuffs, again, pause if you want to see any of this. Automatically gather resources. Yes, you can mine asteroids and the like in this game. You can even strip mine enemy ships that you've beaten up. It's kind of cool. Yeah, controls. There's a ship editor settings here. Make it so exits build mode. Yes, there's a lot of Star Trek references in here, from the make it so confirmation box to the red shirt crew members. You can actually adjust the shade of color, but you start off with red shirt crew members, which is really cool. Auto saves. Accessibility, controls, GIF recorders. The controls take some getting used to. Like, I found myself fighting the UI and my button presses regularly. I'm still getting used to that. There's a GIF recorder of all things. Some people say GIF, I say GIF, whatever. Miscellaneous stuff. So, okay, let's jump into the game. Again, when you start a new game, you can pick one of 3 ships, and it'll tell you this ship is fast, but it's prone to destruction from the back and side, whatever. You just have to read the descriptions and see what you like. There's mods as well, so you can mess with these. There's also the Browse Steam Workshop, so people can like upload their creations and download existing ones in case you don't feel like creating your ship from scratch. So you can actually like download content, which is awesome. That's going to be great for people like me that want to create large ships but don't have the time. Oh, we can create large ships, but we're just not very good at it. We don't have the time dedicated to make it functional, right? Or a vision. There's multiplayer, which I've not tried yet, but that is a thing. Let's go to load game, and I'll load up my DGA career. I've been playing this again somewhat last night and today. So this may take a second. Oh, there we go. That was pretty quick. Okay. So I have upgraded, or I've changed the layout of my ship several times. If I go to the build menu, you can see on the bottom left there's a ship editor. I can click and drag things around. Note the grab tool is the live long and prosper greeting, which is kind of cool, the hand greeting. Again, a lot of Star Trek references in this. Select tool, there's the delete tool, there's mirror mode, there's blueprints, which allow you to change the layout of your ship. So if I start doing stuff, now on the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see like invalid blueprints. But if I made this valid, I think I might have to undo that or cancel. Let's just cancel that and delete these. But yeah, you can edit things, and there's a Make It So button that, you know, that will make the changes automatically for you, which is cool. So I'm not going to do that, though. So there's a blueprint mode in this build menu. If you are by a station and you're trying to make these changes, and you don't have enough material that you've collected in the environment, you'll just buy them from the local station. However, if you're out and about and, you know, you need something built, you have to rely on what's in your cargo holds, which is kind of cool. Let's get out of the blueprint mode. Discard. Okay, so I've got some reactors in the middle. On the bottom right-hand corner, you can see that the game recommends that I have 4.3, so I will need to construct another reactor at some point if I can find room for it. You can build corridors. There's little bunk beds, crew quarters for your crew. I've got 24 out of 24 here, so that's not too bad. Suggested is 22, so I've got plenty of beds for my crew. You start with 6, but I've added more to it. You've got command points. The more things you add to your ship, the more command points that get used. I think there's a way to increase your max command points, probably through some kind of room. Again, this is more of a first impressions video. There's a cockpit. If you knock that out, then the enemy ship is pretty much disabled. So, yeah, you want to aim for that and protect this with you if you can. There are you start with 1 shield generator, and at least with the 1 ship I had, I now have 4. So I've been trying to do a very defensive play. I can also construct armor, which I can add to the outside of my ship. You can add engines. You have to account for forward, backwards, side thrusts, that kind of thing. So long story short, you start with a small ship, but you can eventually, like, make a bigger one. You can start from scratch. There's a lot of things. You can even color code. There's a paint tool, so I can change the paint color of my ship. I'm not going to worry about that too much, but I do like the color blue. So if I want to make like a, I don't know, maybe a light blue color, I can also change the way this. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. All right, yeah, we'll hold off on painting my ship. Movement is pretty easy. Rather than you use WASD to move around, you right-click on the environment, and your ship moves toward it. So when you attack, you'll attack automatically, but you can also target specific parts. The little blue force fields here, those are my shield generators doing their thing. So spacing is important, and you can also rotate them. I have no side shields, but I have 2 forward and 2 back shields, which so far have been pretty good at protecting my ship. I have not lost a single combat yet. I've taken a couple of hits, but nothing too important. There's a hail button down here. You can point in the direction of something and hail. At the base, if you're at one, you can take on bounties, like there's a destroy pirate base, or make a titanium delivery. You acquire so much and bring it back to this place. Exploration, visit these locations. You can also hire crew members from here. It seems like the more crew members you hire, the more expensive they get. This is a trading area, so if you find yourself with more materials than you can handle, you can come here and trade them off and make room for more things. To trade it's the right-hand side. This is my cargo stuff on the right. So if I want to trade some of this sulfur that I have, I'll just trade 5 of it. I'll hit initiate trade, and in the upper right-hand corner, you can see it's queued up. -5 sulfur. And over time, this will trade to, yeah, things. My people are going back and forth between the station and my ship delivering this sulfur. And I'm earning some credits there. You also earn fame. Fame is never lost. You just earn it by completing missions. There are factions and the like. Bottom left-hand corner, you start with all these red shirts, but you can create new roles. So if I want to create a blue-shirted, maybe something like this, I can create a blue-shirted officer, whatever. And then I can pick different job priorities. Focus on lasers, disruptors, point defense, mining. So I can set all these different job priorities depending on, you know, what I want. That's kind of cool. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can assign crew members different shirts. You start with red shirts, and it's even labeled here red shirts, which is kind of cool. So there's that. cargo stuff. You can see what's in my cargo. You start the game with like 2 to 4 of these things, like these cargo holds, but I've added more since then. I'm a huge hoarder, so I needed a lot. The build menu, like I mentioned, there's multiple lasers, point defense, heavy laser, ion beam, ion prisms. Next one over is cannons. You need blueprints for a lot of these things, and you can buy blueprints from the station. There's shields, armor. I can add armor to my ship, as I mentioned before. Engines, various thrusters that go in different directions. I can rotate them, and yeah, it's just interesting. You also need to make sure that there's a path to these things. Like as you can see here, there are doors. If I hover over a room, this is how long it takes for someone to get here, should there be a problem. And yeah, so the reactors should in theory be next to these engines. The red is a bad thing. That means it takes a long time for people to get there. But anyway, getting back to the build menu, you can build quarters, airlock hatches so that they can get out of the ship. Yeah, I have one over here. I'm not going to build a second one for right now. Bunk beds for smaller rooms, power, capacitors, and reactors, so I can put extra reactors down. Again, you have to make sure that there's a lot of room so that people can get to and from these locations. Production, I have not gotten into this yet, but apparently you can create your own little factorio-like ship to where, there's steel coils. You're going to be like refining materials right on board your ship. Haven't gotten there yet. Storage, again, there's multiple storage sizes, so I could do something like this if I wanted to, or make it smaller. And this will work because there's a room, but as you can see, the red line means that people are going to take a long time to get over there, so maybe that's a bad idea. Okay, mining laser. I just installed this sucker. I've yet to try it out, but supposedly you can mine asteroids better with this, but I have not done it yet. And then there's, what is this, structure. You can add wedges, various ways to, safeguard your ship. I'm using shields right now primarily, but I probably will add armor at some point. Corridors on the left, so I can add corridors. I can add doors if I want to add doors. Yeah, that's the build menu. So let's go ahead and actually play it for a little bit. This is more of like a first impressions rather than a full-blown review, but I also want to sort of show you how the game is played and what you can do with it. So let's take a look. There's a galaxy map in the upper left-hand corner, and this is what it looks like. If there's more to it, I don't know. But, like, this is what I've seen. So right now I'm here, and that 1 to 3 is, like, the difficulty. So, like, I love that it's zoned like that. It's sort of like in World of Warcraft, where each zone is like, this is 1 to 5, and this is 5 to 10, and so on. Same thing here. You've got your difficulty settings, or your difficulties here. I'm going to stay within this area. And if I zoom out enough, this is the solar system. This is target area. I took on a quest already. I think I can pull those up. Yep. I took on a bunch of bounties, and I got a station, contact this station, explore this area. You'll note that there's like a lot of question marks, so I need to investigate those, but this is a bounty area. So I'm going to just right click and it'll go to this location. On occasion, you'll see little blips pop up. White is usually like neutral. Red is bad. My ship is on its way. So I love that you can zoom in, and this reminds me of like Supreme Commander, and that you can zoom in and out freely, which is really nice. Supposedly, you'll be able to get more than one ship and command fleets. There is a how to play tutorial section. If I go to tutorials and codex, like, look at all this stuff. This is all the stuff that all the stuff in green is either new to me or I haven't read it yet. Either way, there's fires, there's ion. It just teaches you all this stuff. So there's a lot here. There's so much here. Let's go ahead and just fast forward time on the very top. Actually, while I'm here, let's check out the mining stuff, if I can even do it. Let's come to, there's some iron right here. I don't know if I've already mined it already. If I hover my mouse over it, it says iron deposit. Not mineable by crew, mining laser required. Let's see if it'll actually work. Oh, it does. So it's automatic. That is awesome. My mining laser is working. Otherwise, on the bottom left-hand corner is a Gather Salvage Mine Resources button. If I click on that and drag a selection box, my people will come out here automatically and start collecting things. And I can, again, fast forward, being careful not to get snuck up on by an enemy. But you can see they're actually bringing them toward my cargo bays and dropping them off. As far as I can tell, your crew does have limited O2 in space, so you have to make sure that you're relatively close enough so that they don't die of asphyxiation en route. Now you'll note that there's little red people icons. That means no one is manning that right now. They're all busy in space bringing this stuff back and forth. Now, let's go ahead and fast forward time. I'm getting a ton of iron here. But this is the part I could see myself doing a lot of. Like, just coming out here and mining resources. That was just iron, I think, Fe. And then Cu is copper, I believe. Ag is silver. Au is gold. I'm drawing on my chemistry knowledge. What limited chemistry knowledge that is. Let's see if I can mine any of this. I don't think that requires... Oh, yeah, there's my mining laser. So much easier. Otherwise, your people will just go out there and just manually use mining lasers, and it takes a lot longer. This was a lot shorter, this process. As far as I know, none of this respawns. So once you're out, it's done. That being said, it looks like there's plenty here. Now, I don't want to fill up my cargo holds too much because I can actually get material from enemy ships that I destroy. So there's an asteroid field. I may come back here to do that. But let's go visit this area down here. And I love that there's a little PIP, like, on the upper right-hand corner. I can increase, decrease that window. Okay, so we're getting close. So we should see a red thing pop up here soon. This is a neutral ship, the Ordnance. Other ships will attack each other. So if I can get the bad guy here to somehow engage with this, I doubt it's going to happen as things moving away too fast. But my target is somewhere in this radius, and I just have to find it. It's probably down here somewhere, if I had to guess. There it is. Okay, so rather than mess and try and lure it there, let's just try and get close enough. We don't know what it is until it enters our scanning radius. And I'll pause it. Okay, so I've paused the game, and let's take a look at this enemy ship. It has 2 weapons in the front, as far as I can tell. By taking out the cockpit, though, I can pretty much nullify it, and that's it. I kind of want to take out the weapons first, so I'm going to target the weapon, and my lasers should attack it automatically once I'm close enough to it. Yep. So we're shooting at each other now. His shots are just sort of bouncing off my shield, as you can see here, so I'm okay. Let's see how I'm doing with him. Am I actually hitting him? Okay, that's one down. Let's go ahead and target that one. My mining laser is actually doing something interesting. I think I just destroyed his cockpit unintentionally, which is fine. Now the ship is, like, it's not going to do anything. So I'm just going to move closer to it. Did they just abandon ship? Is that what that was? Okay, well, there's a lot of stuff here that I want to harvest. So let's go ahead and just take those real quick. And the ship is down here, and it's completely... Yep. I think that's just... I think that's his crew. He abandoned ship. Alright, let's come down here now. And let's go ahead and mine all of this. That mining laser is awesome. I'm so glad I got it. I had to first unlock it via blueprint. And then I spent 3,000 on it, but it's turning out to be a time saver. All right, so now we collect all of these things. As far as I know, so far there hasn't been any like crew invasions or anything like that. There's no teleporter that I know of, but again, I'm still only a couple hours into this. All right, so I've collected everything. My cargo holds are getting to be full, but I could probably wreck something else real quick. Let's explore this signal before we go back home. Let's go ahead and fast forward time a smidgen. There are also multiple difficulty settings. I don't know if they're going to be here. Current game. So difficulty, there's Ensign. You can make yourself invulnerable with Civilian. So if you want, like, Sandbox, that's great. But there's also Ensign, Captain, Admiral, and Grand Admiral. Economic difficulty, there's free build, but there's also, like, builder, architect, shipwright. So you can totally do what you want. Also other advanced options. Crew to fame ratio. So as you gaining fame, you have more crew that you can buy or purchase from a station. I put it on plentiful, that way I never run out of crew members. If you want to put it on I hate exploration, it reveals all question marks on the map without having to uncover them on Fog of War. You can also turn off salvaging, and missions, you can just focus on missions and they give you 2 times the amount of credits, but you can't actually salvage anything. I love doing stuff like that, so I don't like that. It's not for me. But anyway, coming back here, let's see what this is. I'm curious to see what this signal is. It's just an asteroid, as far as I can tell, but is that uranium? I think it is. There's a U. If I hover my mouse over it, yeah, it's just it's mineable. Come on, tooltip, where are you? Yep, uranium. Okay, so it's a very good resource. Let's get closer. Maybe I don't have enough space for all of this. That sucks. Yeah, I'm mining it, but they're not picking it up. So what I can do, let's see if I have, yeah, I've got all of this steel here, this storage bay, just to show you what it's like. Again, if you're by a friendly station, you can spend credits and resources to add things. But if you're in space, you have to rely on what's in your cargo hold. But I'm going to go ahead and build some more cargo space. Where I'm going to put it, maybe behind here the engines, I don't know. I'm going to have to redesign my ship later, but I can add something like this here, and this works. I could add it here, but the red is bad. Let's do something like that for now, and I'll figure out the design later. But I've now spent some steel, I think it was, yeah, 48 steel, which is in my cargo bay, to build the storage bay. Now I should be able to collect that uranium that's out there. Let's go ahead and redo that. Here they go. Let's hope that's everything. Are you guys not collecting this? What's up with that? Storage full. Okay, so we need another one. I guess we'll build a second one. Go to build. Storage. I guess I'll put this back here. I don't like that. What other choice do I have? I could put it here next to the little gun. It's kind of dangerous putting them in the front of the ship like this. So maybe I'll put 2 back here. Oh, insufficient steel. Okay, that's fine. We'll just put it back there for now. Maybe I'll move it later. Actually, can I just move it now? I don't think I can. It's so ugly looking. And then we'll remove that. Make it so. That is such an ugly... Mike, actually, that's bad because there's a little bit here that you can see. All right, I'm going to move that. Back to blueprint. We'll move it back there, and then we'll remove these corridors. Delete. Okay, make it so. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll just add another one over here, time permitting, once I have the resources for it. All right, let's go ahead and collect the rest of this. If it'll let me. All right, not too shabby. I guess that's good enough. That's a lot of uranium. So now we're going to set a course back to the station. We can't hail it from here, but we will be able to hail it once we get close enough. And yeah, that's what I've been doing so far, is just handling these low-level bounties. There are these hyper jump relays that allow you to fast travel to surrounding areas. Again, this is the map. So there's Etrvin over here and Alpha Spobnufus. Whatever. You get the idea. I really am enjoying this game. For 20 bucks, you're going to get a lot of playtime out of this. I feel like 25% of this game is going to be me redesigning ships as I come across more challenging things or as I need more room, whatever. And the other 75% is going to be exploration and just destroying stuff and mining and collecting resources. That's what I feel like my playthrough is going to be like, but I gotta say, this is a fantastic game. I have not had one single bug or hiccup or anything like that. For 20 bucks on Steam's Early Access, you wouldn't know it, but it doesn't feel like an Early Access game. My only concern is, if you've played this game for a very long time, you've probably seen everything that there is to see. I'm hoping that there's a lot of end-game content that, you have access to that make the game more challenging. I love to see a wider variety of weapons. If I go to the build menu, there's rail guns, there's flak batteries, deck cannons, launchers. Then you've got heavy lasers, disruptor, ion beam. I would love to see some really niche things, though. Like, is it possible to build, like, an anti-proton beam from Star Trek, like the Doomsday Machine has to just wipe out entire... I don't know. It'd be a very niche thing, but I'm curious. I haven't played the game enough to really, complain too much. Let's just put it that way. I'm really digging this game. Let's go ahead and hail them real quick. And let's go ahead and turn this quest in. 4,000 credits. I got, I'm limited on my fame because I took something that's too low level. There we go. You don't earn any fame if you're taking too low level stuffs. Alright. That's good. Alright, so there you go, folks. First impressions. Very good. Really recommend this game. I have to say, though, I have not played multiplayer to know if it's functional or what it's like. Time permitting, I'll report back and let you know. But as it stands right now, I'm digging what I've played so far. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.